Welcome back, everybody, to the League of Legends Championship Series. I'm Jack, here joined by xpecial after their ridiculous 56-minute win over Curse. How'd you feel about that game being so long?
We're not used to having such long games. Honestly, it didn't even feel like a 56-minute game. It was like, It was pretty intense, and then there were some slow points where the game kind of dragged on, and there were some bad team fights. And then, yeah, the game just got to a point where, we should have won a lot earlier. It was what we felt like. But in the end, we pulled through, and yeah, we're just happy.
So what's the difference in a game that's that long as compared to a regular, like, 35-minute TSM game? Once you get past the 35-minute point, does the communication change? What happens?
Well, usually team fights always play out in the same way. You want players to do certain sort of things. For example, that game we wanted to make sure Wild Turtle lives. And that was what was repeated over and over until finally people got the idea, and then we finally played a team fight correctly and we won. And it was just a time after, we built a lead and we slowly lost it by losing team fights by not playing it correctly. And that was just a big problem in that game.
And then once you were losing the team fights again and again, was it just that switch for Wild Turtle to get him to kill? Who was making the calls to communicate that you protect Wild Turtle?
Honestly, usually it was Reggie, or it becomes natural, but that game, I was just like, we have to protect Turtle. Usually when we are playing these LCS games, anyone is just like, we have to do this. Everyone's like, yeah. And then we just try to do it.
And to speak a bit more about Wild Turtle, who had a fantastic game, by the way, after you started protecting him, compared to last split, he's really been almost underperforming since he came in last split so amazingly. Do you know why that is, and are you doing anything to improve it?
I think part of it, an AD is kind of defined a bit from the support. And I've not playing so well in the past few weeks, and that's kind of reflecting on the Turtle. If I don't play so well, Turtle doesn't play as well. And that's just how it is. And for me, it's just focusing on my play and making sure that I am as good as I was last split, and making sure that Turtle has the support he needs and he can carry to his potential. He's been playing a lot better. I mean, I'm not saying that he has been slumping, but I'm a part of that reason.
Okay, that's really cool. And going into your kind of late season run you guys are trying to make here, you're trying to make that shot into second place. Last split, you guys crushed the end of the season, ended up taking first in the standings and the league. How are you guys trying to make this run in the second split?
It wasn't even intentional. It's not like, oh, let's do this for game trip. Let's start losing a whole bunch and then start winning in the end. No, it's really just, at the beginning of the season, we were like, guys, Worlds is coming up. We should practice really hard. And I don't know. We've always been a team that has difficulty getting motivated sometimes, and we just didn't get the push that we got until later in the season when we're like, shit, we literally have to win, or we're gonna get booted out of the LCS. And it's just, our motivation right now is just, we want to get to Worlds, we want to win playoffs, and that's really our motivation. And as in years, we try harder and harder, and hopefully it's enough. But honestly, we should have been as good as right now 3-4 weeks ago.
And you guys do, pardon it being obvious, but you seem to have an on switch, because once you picked up Wild Turtle last split, you just started winning. We were really down in the dumps at some point this season, and you started winning. Why is that you guys are able to turn it around kind of on and off?
That's a strange question. I think part of it is just that just the players on the team, other than Turtle, has been on the team for so long. And it's just, we know that we have the potential. And it's really about everybody getting motivated and everyone all trying their hardest at once. When if one person on the team is slumping, then the team obviously doesn't do as well. But when everyone's playing at their best, that's when the team shines the brightest. And that's just how it is right now. We all want to do our best. And right now, the team is performing a lot better. But I mean, there's still kinks, and we're still working that out. And hopefully, by the end of playoffs, we can show that TSM could potentially be the best team in North America again.
And I got time for one more question here. You guys have a very tough schedule from here on out. How have you been preparing for the harder teams in the LCS?
It's motivation. Honestly, we want to go 8-0, and we're 1-0 right now. We have 7 more games to go, and we want to get that second place spot. First place, a bit far off. We don't really expect to get that. So if we can 8-0, we can do anything. That's sort of the mentality. If we go 7-1, well, it's a bit not as good, but hey, at least we're probably going to get second. So we're going to try our hardest to get that 8-0, and if we accomplish it, that's just our goal, and then we move on. Playoffs, Worlds, Season 4, etc.
Awesome stuff. Thank you very much, xpecial. Again, congratulations on your win over Curse, and best of luck in the rest of the season as you guys try to make your run.